Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where I talk crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now, today it's the first day of the month, and you can see that the escrow is released. Now, there will be guys coming out, showing this and trying to put out FUD. But guys, this is just the usual procedure, and this is how it is. It's been like this during all the time, so don't worry. Even during last bull run, it was the same, but the amount was 1. Instead of 0.5. Now this that was actually from XRP Ledger Monitor, and this one is from XRP ODL Payment Volume Bot. Now we'll actually take that and look at this one, but a bit of confusion there about 300 plus customers and of 400 plus customers. But from the Ripple's website, we can actually see that wherever you go within the website, you can actually see the same thing. It's only talking about 300 plus customers. Guys, we have something different in the charts. This is the monthly chart, but I've prepared charts for you guys. We'll actually discuss through the charts, showing you the possibility of bullishness as well as the existing bearish pattern where you should be a bit cautious. Now, yes, we will actually go through all of these one by one and try to lay out our perspective here. Now this one is bullish one. Now yes, when we see a doji like this, for others I don't know what they feel, but at least for me this is bullish. Now the reason I'm so bullish about this is if you actually look at this particular area. Okay, now let's just forget about this particular candle and focus on this green one. Now if you actually look at this green one, you can see that the price started just above the bottom of this one, not the wick, the bottom of this one, and it actually came above and closed about the wick of this one. That actually shows you that it's a green shaped candle, and it shows you the underlying strength of the market and potential possibility for a reversal. Now at present, it's also validated by this particular doji. Now yes, when we see at this particular doji, most of them will say no, the price was kicked from the top and it's gonna go down, but it's not like that. Actually, if you actually look at that pattern, you'll actually understand what it is. Now there are different types of pattern, right? When you see this, you should actually understand where it is. Like say if you are looking at this at the bottom, then yes, I kind of agree that this is inverted hammer. The trend is changing from there. But if you actually see this here, then yeah, it's bearish. If it's at the top of a bull market or an uptrend, you'll get a bearish reversal. Whereas if it is at the bottom, it is showing you that the price can actually go high. Now, yeah, you can actually, if you want, you can actually read through that. It shows the inverted hammer occurs when the price has been falling, suggests the possibility of a reversal. Its long upper shadow shows that buyers tried to bid the higher price. So guys, just think about that a moment. It actually went till 0.35, around 0.35. So it was just a trial in which buyers were trying that. Now, if we actually look at the same in a previous aspect, you can actually see something similar here. But yeah, the buyers weren't able to push it much high compared to these levels. But it was only kind of a quarter of this uptrend. Then it gave you a pump like this. So yes, I personally expect a pump like that. And now the next thing is, if that happens, then what you should be expecting, right? Yeah, these are the patterns which I actually wanted to start with. Say this is the engulfing pattern. Now, why we are looking at this engulfing pattern again? The reason is, say if we actually get that pattern here, in this month we close above this, then we actually have, say we lay out a rectangular block. We can say we assume this one is going to close higher. So if this is going to happen, then the entire pattern, when you consider this, you get something really bullish. That is really bullish pattern. Now why is it? If you actually look at that, you kind of get a continuation pattern there. And yes, it is really a continuation pattern, because if you look here, you get that previously. Now look at this one is bearish, but you actually got that here. Now this is also a bullish pattern, which gave you a wick like this, a doji candle like this, then an up shaped green candle. Then here you again got that. Yeah, the length of this candle was a bit big, but still this is also a reversal pattern showing you a bullish momentum. Again, this one shows you bullish momentum. So you have to actually keep an eye on that. Now this is a weekly chart, and see in the weekly chart, yes, I kind of agree that in the weekly chart it's showing you be cautious. There is no, this is the 3-day chart. In the weekly chart, actually we can see bearishness emerging out. Now this is the weekly chart, and I personally I'll discuss through this, because this actually shows a bit of bearishness. Say we get the 50-day crossing 200-day to the downside, and the price was resisted by both the 50 and 200-day moving average. Now yes, that's a weekly chart, it's kind of a bit of long term, but this bearishness can be overtaken by this bullishness, because this one is monthly chart. So even if next 2 weeks, say next 1 or 2 weeks are kind of bearish, still the bullishness in the monthly candle can affect it. If you guys recognize value from this video, please do like, subscribe, and press the bell notification icon. That is for sure. Like when I look at that, in my perspective, it is like that. Now this is a 3-day chart, and in this one, as we discussed, we can see that the price is currently at here. And if it's clear for you, I'm not sure whether it's clear for you guys, but this is the point where the price reached a support, and it's kind of flattening out. It's not going into or bouncing, whereas it's flattening out. So the possibility is still there that the price can go down, come back into this negative area, or bounce. Now that completely depends upon the ability of buyers and sellers, right? Now in this one, we actually got the same pattern which we are actually talking about. Say green candle, then you got a red candle, then again it is continued with another green bullish shaped candle. So that is kind of a bullish momentum. It's showing you the continuity. Say a trend has changed here, and it's going to continue this way. Now if you look at here, you can actually see that the price actually broke below an engulfing bearish pattern. Then you got kind of similar continuation pattern, then an extended. It's actually similar. If you go zoom out and look at this, the price were actually reflecting in this particular area until it broke out. So that's a continuation pattern. So yes, I agree, in the weekly chart you got a death cross. So but I really want to highlight that when most of the guys are highlighting, look at that, it's a golden cross, we are going to fly. Yes, previously I also done that mistake, but in yesterday's video we discussed about that in detail, how these crosses, say death or golden cross, affects the price. Completely depends upon where it is in the market cycle. We actually discussed completely using maximum details in yesterday's video, so I'm not going through that. But anyway, keep that in mind that we actually did this, right? So the possibility is still there. Now this is a zoomed in version, say 12-hour chart of XRP. Now in this particular chart, what you can see is, as we discussed previously, we are getting a broadening wedge. Now if you actually look at this in say a channel with the standard deviation at the top and bottom, you can actually understand that it is kind of moving within that pattern, and it is still a bit of bearish. Until unless we break above and get a bounce here, it's still bearish. Now this is 12-hour chart, not that short term, but still not that long term also. You're not actually looking at a monthly or a weekly, right? So as of now, we get a positive momentum being shown. Say the light is kind of blinking at the end from the monthly chart. Now the smart money comes in looking at the monthly, or mostly monthly or weekly charts. But if monthly chart is showing you something different with that volume, then that means there is some kind of change. Now in this one, you can actually see that the price is currently above the 200-day moving average, which is acting as a support. So unless we break below that, it will act as a support. Because along with that, you also have a trend line support here, which is forming this broadening wedge. So the possibility is that the price may bounce from the 200-day moving average, but still it will have two resistance here. One will be the 50-day moving average, this red line, and then the trend line resistance of this channel. So you can expect that the price, even if the price may move upside, it may get resisted around 0.28 and then bounce back to the trend line support. Or if the 200-day moving average is coming up, then yeah, it may get supported there. So unless we break above this, be cautious. Now, yes, if you are a long-term investor, there is nothing to worry about because short-term fluctuations like these will never affect you. Now, this is the altcoin market cap. Now, in this chart, it's actually in 12 hours. Now, what you have to look here is concentrate on this one. You can understand this area is a trend line support zone from a long time, right? We've been here from last 1 year, was previously resisting. You can see that. I didn't make this up. If you want to take this line a bit up or a bit down, it's okay. But that's when you actually call it a trend line, horizontal resistance or support line. I'm calling this a resistance support area because the standard deviation actually occurs. You can't actually get that perfect into that. Otherwise, yeah, you can actually float a rectangle covering this entire area, say the tops and the bottoms. But I think this one gives you the perfect picture. Now, this one is being resisted here. This tried and then fake, like that was a fake out, and then it moved to the upside. It came below, then went back inside. Now, if you're actually considering this close as complete pattern of this breakout and entering into a sell position, you actually sucked in, right? So the sellers were actually sucked in here. If you look at here, the way incidents are days when the price actually came down and went back up. So some of the sellers who were going inside were actually sucked in. Now it has to be seen whether the price is bouncing from this level to the upside, because if it is, then those entry which came in here may be kicked out based on their leverage. But this actually highlights you guys that stay positive, because even in short term and long term, we have a mixed pattern, right? Now, this is altcoin market cap. If the entire altcoin is actually moving to the upside, then that means we have a positive momentum. Even though we have a bearishness in XRP chart weekly, we do have an opposite positive bullish momentum in the monthly chart. Now, this is again 3-day altcoin market cap chart. In this one, you can actually see that this was the previous pump way back in 2013. And now if you actually look at that, you can see that the 200-day moving average was crossed here. So that was a bullish cross. You didn't get anything. The price didn't move much higher. Instead, it came back down because it was not in the perfect market cycle, right? The time was wrong. It was kind of having a dead cat bounce from the all-time high and the bottom there. Right, then it consolidated, and afterwards when you look at this area, what you can understand is it went above the 200-day moving average, came back, retested it, tried to go below that, and then bounced up. That is actually a positive momentum, because if we actually look at that in that aspect, say the price is here, it's not going to the bottom, instead it got a support there, so that is kind of a positive momentum. Now if you actually look at that here, as of now, the price is just above the 200-day moving average. So if we are getting supported here, then that's a positive news. Say we take 2 or 3 days, we consolidate here. So by that time, I personally believe that the 50-day moving average will come more closer to 200-day moving average, which will again support the price. Now this pattern, which I've highlighted in the rectangle, is showing you a reversal bullish pattern from this bearish trends. It's giving you this pattern, which is showing you that there is an imminent positive breakout coming, and it happened. Now again, you got one here. I didn't rectangle that because if I'm to highlight that, it'll be like a connected one. That's why. Now if you got this one again, a continuation pattern, then the price went above the 200-day moving average. Now it came back retesting. It's retesting or flirting with that area. So even if we take say 1 or 2 candle more, that will be like 1 or say 1 week. Still, even if we are not going down, that's a positive news. So keep an eye on this one. Now anyway, I'll update you guys as we go forward, but you also have to do your research, because I'm currently in South Korea, so the time difference between your region and my region, depends upon where you're from, will be varying. So even if I have to highlight what changes are going on, then it may take time. when you're analyzing the chart, do keep an eye on the RSI as well. Now guys, at the same time, I would also like to take you guys through two article. I'll try to wrap up this short time, but those who understand this will have a bright future in investing. Market evidence presented here shows that severe downturns in the overall market are consistently followed by superior returns during 12 months following. When investors overreact by giving extreme weight to recent negative returns, they run the risk of missing subsequent above average rate of return. Do you want to be in that one, or you want to be in the gaining side? Now, yes, this is a next book which I'm presenting to you guys. This is like Capital Adequacy Beyond. So if you actually want to study more about investing, I suggest you guys can read through. Now, yeah, this is a big book. Don't go through all of that. Now, yeah, if you want to go through that, you can, but I suggest reading from chapter 5. That's no pain, no gain. And if you actually come to, say, the page number around 185, I actually read some, yeah, from here. If you actually look at here, must share price be perfectly accurate? Now, this is actually talking to you about the stock market, but yeah, we can actually take, it's the same, right? Human psychology and the market prices. So when you, okay, I won't read through that. If you want, you can actually go through, say, the bottom of 184 and 185 page. It's actually showing you that the market is not actually true when, investors come out and say the market is actually correct all the time. It's not actually, because sometimes it will be undervalued. Sometimes it may be overpriced. So you have to check where the value stands by, because market investors may lack important information or may misinterpret the publicly available data. Now, this is not what I'm creating. This is there. This is already proven science. Now, the next one is showing you the ability to serve the obligations for which these portfolios were created is not much affected by soaring bull markets or plunging bear markets. Now, that is the idea or theme of a long-term investors, because alpha matters a great deal more than basic market direction. Now, that is the most emotional angst that drives discussion of market. You actually have to take care of that. If you want to read through this, there's an article, done by Robert ETL from, it's named Bull Market and Bear Market. So guys, that's all for today. And again, I would like to request you guys, if you guys like the content I provide, if you are receiving value out of this, please do support the channel, hit the subscribe button and like button. Bye for now.